again. Good morning. It's a bad hair day. It's a rainy day, probably most of the day, but it'll clear out tonight. And boy, do we have some storytellers in here this morning, JC.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell one myself in just a minute. Now, who absolutely brings up a bad hair day? That never affects me whatsoever, okay? Hey, good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. This is Athens in the AM on a rainy Friday morning, Athens, Alabama. We're honored today to have storytellers Mathew Kyle in here and Rick Mould.
I wasn't referring to them.
We're looking forward to our event this morning. So.
The only two guys, that all the storytellers that ever come to Athens, that they can con in to getting up early in the morning. Take a seat right there in that chair, Andy.
Right here?
Yeah, right there.
All right.
Andy and Bill always seem to be the two stooges that they choose to come up here. Are the only ones ever that will mount up to come in here in the mornings. And we'll hear from... Hey, nice hairdo. Thank you. I mean, that really looks good.
He looks like Zorro.
That looks like you've been out all night.
It looks natural. Nobody saw us. It looks completely natural.
Come here. And today, special cook. What are we having today? What happened to your microphone? Oh, there it is. Let me fix it.
We're going to have some wild turkey breast.
Wow. Last week, we had frog legs on the show.
Right.
And then Sunday after church, I didn't eat it. We went up and had deer steaks at... Y'all ever thought about moving closer to civilization?
No, I can't. I enjoy my hour ride in every
You know
day.
you're out in the sticks, bad.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened to the deer you ran over Monday morning on the way to work? Are we having that next week?
I called my neighbor, and he went down and
Harvested it?
Harvested it, to be politically correct. And he cut out some meat and left it laying there. Because I did some major damage to that deer and my wife's car. So.
All right, Tony's in here this morning. Y'all know we're getting ready for Halloween Monday. Well, I won't be here. You can see me from 20 years ago here on the station. But yesterday, as y'all heard on all the major newscasts yesterday, but you didn't hear all the good stuff. That idiot driver that left Coleman, drove 60 miles in an 18-wheeler with all of his tires flat. And then they kindly assisted him through the windshield when they stopped him.
Window.
We have exclusive video of him saving us from hell. With an exclusive interview with me asking him, what's wrong with you? But anyway, he's from Chicago and obviously born in the Ukraine. But an idiot who's locked up and cuffed. But we'll talk to him exclusively coming up in just a little bit. All right, let's get it cranking this morning. Don't forget now, their Alabama contest, Matthew, I'm going to tell you about when I come over there and sit down. You want to be a part of it. Y'all know we got a big ball game next weekend. I don't know if y'all keeping up with it. If you're an LSU fan, exit. But anyway, we'll talk about this. You need to sign up now. We got a week left. Let's go to Gloria with the weather, and I'll come back in a moment and tell you all about the contest. Y'all, hang on.
That's right. Grab your umbrella. You're going to need it today for sure. 51 degrees out there right now. Grab a sweater, too. A little chilly, especially with the rain. Bad hair day, ladies. Of course, Jamie's bad hair every day. High temperatures today, not going to get much warmer at all. 58, but we've already seen that, so it's not going to warm up. Tomorrow, no rain to worry about. Full sunshine. High temperatures of 64, low of 31. Brr. I guess that's great if you need to be out and about tomorrow morning. The rest of the forecast looking like no more rain. Look at all the sunshine. Absolutely beautiful. 230-4988 does get Tony this morning. We may show him with his mask on today.
Rick, you're awful quiet this morning.
Hey, I'm just glad to be here.
You're just glad to be here. Well, did you raise any more money on that Athens State thing? We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Left her looking, and we went down the other day. You know, they're trying to preserve that historic home. Let me give you some advice, Rick. Move. That thing's tore all to pieces.
We got a little work to do.
Well, can't you get I know the mayor. Can we just not get special people to go in and gut that whole thing and modernize it just a little bit? But you are going to preserve the boxwoods.
Yes, we're going to do that too.
Yeah. Where do you wrap and store those things? All right, a lot of things talking. In just a moment, I'll talk about this fleeing driver here stopped near Ardmore. So we'll have... Oh, good. We got a lot of things going on. First and foremost is Matthew. Are you getting ready for the game next week?
I'm getting ready, man. We're a week away. I'm already making preparations. So.
All right, let me go back to the contest. If you want to win a minimum right now, $50 gift certificate from Tim's Cajun Kitchens and maybe Po' Boys, the two big LSU fans in Huntsville, all you got to do is Facebook us, email us, or call or text Gloria's number at 603-4848. Don't call me. Give me the correct score of the Alabama-LSU game and how many yards Trent Richardson will run for that day. The top 5 people receive all this, plus some special stuff from Herbs and More.
Lotion.
Chick-fil-A.
You didn't know that, did you?
Chick-fil-A.
I found that out this morning. How about that? So.
And maybe a free scholarship to Athens
Yeah,
State.
just throw that.
What do you
$100.
think? What do you think? Free scholarship.
While we're
over
giving
there.
things out, what's the matter, right?
You know,
Year's tuition.
It's easy for me to give stuff away, you know.
When it's not yours.
All right, games this weekend, Rick. What's wrong with Notre Dame, boy? Y'all are 20-point favorite over Navy.
Well, but what does that mean? You know,
Michigan State at Nebraska. Nebraska by 4. These are the TV games tomorrow. Baylor at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State by 14.5. You think that'd be that much? Oklahoma at Kansas
No
State.
comment.
Now, Kansas State is undefeated for the first time since like the year it was created, but Oklahoma by 14. Georgia, Florida. Georgia by 3.
They're really interesting.
I think so. I think Georgia.
Anybody can beat Florida. Navy at Notre Dame. Notre Dame by 21.5, Rick.
that's a little. That's a little
South
high.
Carolina, Tennessee. South Carolina by 4.
Really?
Yeah, that's what's going
You
here.
think Tennessee will get that?
Stanford. Hey, here. This is what I think is going to be
Does
the game of the
anyone
week.
care other than just the Alabama LSU
This is the
game?
game of the week to me. Stanford at Southern Cal.
I'm going Southern Cal.
I'm going Southern Cal, but Stanford by 8 is what they've got. See, we need all these unbeatens to get beat to where when LSU loses to Bama next week, they'll be able to rematch us in the championship game, national championship game. As y'all know, I've had this shirt on all week. I'm going to wear it for 2 weeks straight until Bama whips up on LSU.
You gonna
That's what we
wash it?
smell.
Well, she
I've
washed it
been
the other day 'cause I had
washing it
toothpaste
the other
stains
day.
on
I wash it. I'm washing it regularly.
And currently, Trent Richardson is second. He only ran for 77 yards. He is second in the Heisman poll. Should win it. And once he does a breakout game against LSU, gets for over 100 yards, Matthew, don't you think?
I think that should.
He should win it.
Give him something to build it on. So.
Unbeaten's on the road this week, of course, Stanford and Clemson. Clemson plays Georgia Tech. Now, Clemson's got an easy schedule. Unless they lose, and I'm picking Georgia Tech to upset them tomorrow. But
Storytellers can't be quiet
all
this
right,
morning.
sad news to report this morning, though. Former Alabama New York Jet punter Greg Gant, who may be best known for having 2 punts blocked in our loss to Auburn 17-16 in 1972, has passed away. He was 59 years old, died from heart disease and diabetes. Here's what he punted for the Jets 74 and 75. Alabama was undefeated. I remember listening to this game on the radio. This was before I was married. Anytime. Alabama was undefeated. You weren't even born, Matthew.
Just come
Going into the 72 Iron Bowl, was leading 16-3 in the fourth quarter, the most famous game ever probably. 2 block punts, and Bill Newton were returned for touchdowns by David Langner.
Someone's cell phone is going off.
That was one of the most famous games, Rick, in Alabama football. Tremendous history.
Thank you
You
for
know
that
that?
valuable
I
information.
didn't know that.
I just wanted to update you on that. Now, how's the storytelling thing been going so far?
I think it's been going well.
Well, you got perfect weather for it.
That's right. As long as you're under the tent.
Yeah, we'll talk with these 2 guys in just a moment. So is that a Titan hat you got on?
No, sir.
Texas?
No, sir.
Twins.
Tulane?
The twins.
No, sir. No, no. Just let us right here.
Oh, man, we'll check with them in just a moment. But, hey, yesterday, I got to set this up. Y'all probably saw or heard me on Channel 48 some last night. They tried to cut most of me out. I
Yes,
kind
they did.
of hogged the interview.
Are you running
Not
from
you.
Do I need to?
Just
He's thinking about
checking
it.
Checking in.
Well, you know, everybody else seems to be bellying up to do something. Speaking of the mayor, he'll be with us Tuesday morning, Mayor Ronnie Mark. So,
Yes, he will.
y'all know Halloween was celebrated Monday night. And don't forget that party at Jimmy's Go-Go Lounge at
Stop
2 o'clock.
announcing that.
It's 2:30 a.m. It's the only one I can make it to.
We're not going
Me and
to
Dusty's
it.
going.
Well, you and Dusty go. I'll be home
Head
in
down
bed.
that way. All right, I'm going to set this story up for you this morning, and then we'll come back later when I do abbreviated news this morning, show you the rest, because what you saw on some of the other stations ain't exactly what the guy had to say.
He had
But
more
you-
to say.
But now we got him to say that, you know, there's nothing like walking across the interstate with oncoming traffic and then straddling the divider trying to get over and shoot video when you're almost 60 years old. However, married and feeling like a spring chicken, I sprung my way up there yesterday. This guy was a complete buffoon. Young guy, too, from Chicago and the Ukraine. But here, I'm going to set this up for you, then we'll come back with an exclusive, not exclusive, everybody else had it too, but I was the one that asked him all the questions. He says he's saving us from hell. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Here is the scene from yesterday up at the Ardmore exit on Interstate 65, about 12:30, 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We'll take a break after this and come right back. Y'all, hang on.
What are you doing?
Stop him.
No. You guys open up the back door and let me know. I can't get it. Who's in charge? I'm pointing.
Yeah, who's in charge?
No.
What happened?
You'll have to talk to Curtis Somerville.
Is he here? Is
I'm
Blakely
not
here?
sure. I'm not sure.
Oh, come on.
Back in here, nothing back in yours. Nothing in your back, neck, head. You know where you are? Where you at? In Alabama? What day of the week it is?
I don't know what time of the week, what day of the week. I got lost about 3 days ago. Where are you from? I'm from Chicago. Why? Originally from Ukraine. You ain't from around here. You guys gonna be all safe. I'm gonna save you. I'll felt your pain. I'm gonna help slide to live without Jesus.
Who's the president of the U.S.?